Hi, I'm Reggae Ellis and welcome to Mountain Watch as we wrap up our look at the 4 resorts that make up Classic Resorts Japan. For our final week, we're headed to the Hakuba Valley, located in the spectacular Northern Alps in Nagano Prefecture. Hakuba averages 11 metres of snow each year and has 10 resorts offering a variety of terrain for everyone from beginners to experts, and is surrounded by incredible backcountry for those keen to explore. John Blagys has been living in Hakuba for a number of years, and we're going to cross to John now in Hakuba, where he's been enjoying the spring snow after a great winter. Well, John, thanks for joining us here on Mountain Watch.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Reggae. I really appreciate it.
Well, I know it's springtime over there in Hakuba, but you've had a great winter. How was it?
Oh, it was incredible. Obviously, our friends from Australia and really anywhere outside of Japan weren't able to visit and enjoy the snow with us. But I think the locals here really had a great time, as the snow conditions were all time. It was one of the best winters we've had in many years.
Yeah, I was sorry to miss it. Now, you've been living in Hakuba in Japan for a long time now. Tell me why. What are your favourite things? Why did you set up your life in Hakuba?
Hakuba is just such an easy place to live. I mean, obviously the mountains drew me up here. The snow is incredible. But really, there's just this amazing international community and community of Japanese people who are so open-minded and welcoming. So that all those people mix together to create this atmosphere that's just so easy to live. There's restaurants that are great year-round. There's skiing in the winter. There's mountain biking and cycling and hiking in the summer. It's just beautiful. It really is. So I love it here.
Yeah, well, you sort of got the best of both worlds there, of course. Now, the Hakuba Valley, a beautiful rural area. In summer, it's just amazing. The rice paddies, small farm holdings and beautiful little villages. You really get a taste of authentic Japan and regional Japan.
100%. It very much is small town Japan with kind of an international community mixed in. So you get the best of both worlds. Like you said, you get ancient temples, rice farms commingling with an Aussie sports pub, and a fine dining restaurant. So there's really any experience that you're looking to seek out, you can get, both rural adventure hiking or, upscale dining. So it has it all.
Well, there's 10 resorts in the Hakuba Valley, and it caters legitimately for everyone from first-timers to expert skiers and snowboarders.
100%. Like you said, there's 10 resorts, so there's terrain for literally everyone. The more advanced people can go to maybe Hapaone, where it's a bit steeper, whereas more intermediate beginners might be better off at somewhere like Sagaike, where they could ride from the top of the resort to the bottom. And there's everything in between. So a lot of different opportunities to explore and try out new terrain.
Well, it averages 11 metres of snow a year in Hakuba, so you must get plenty of powder days.
Oh, 100%. And I think this year we're probably above that average. It was really an incredible winter. Some of the snow days that we had were just insane. A meter of snow over 24, 48 hours, just big, big dumps, and really no one to share it with. There were days where, there was no one on the mountain on a bluebird powder day. So it was incredible.
Yeah, it's probably a once in a lifetime experience. But yeah, that is one thing about Hakuba. It also gets a fair few sunny days, unlike Hokkaido and northern Honshu, which can have a week or 10 days of storm. So you do get the bluebird up there in Hakuba.
Yeah, and I think that's a nice balance. I mean, obviously, Niseko is very famous for their powder snow as well, but like you said, we do have that balance, which I really enjoy.
Well, in Hakuba Valley, it's got a long heritage with Japan snow sports. Of course, the Olympics were held there in Nagano in 1998, but since then it's sort of grown slowly with the international travels, but really picking up in the last 10 years.
100%. Yeah. So there's a very vibrant international community here. It started with Australians, but it's grown to all sorts of different nationalities who are moving here. For example, I'm American, and there's a handful of Americans here as well who are setting up lives and businesses. And there's a lot of Japanese money coming in now as well. There's a lot of developments happening that are bringing more and more people here. There's a new Starbucks facility that was designed by a famous Japanese architect that brings literally thousands and thousands of Japanese tourists here in the summer. Iwatake Resort is investing millions of dollars in their facilities for both green season and winter. So there's a lot happening here, and it's a really exciting time to be in Hakuba.
Well, I spent the season there last year. One of the things I really liked about it was easy access to a lot of off-snow activities, a lot of cultural activities with day trips, Matsumoto Castle, even just to Nagano, but plenty to do.
Oh, it's great for the whole family because it really is not just a ski trip, but it's a cultural experience. You're going to a foreign country and you're experiencing an ancient culture that you likely know very little about. So you go skiing for 5 days, maybe you take a day trip to go see the famous Onsen snow monkeys, or like you said, Matsumoto Castle, which is a 500-year-old castle about an hour away. And it's really one of the most impressive castles in Japan. There's, ancient temples, Buddhist temples, Shinto shrines. You can go spend a few nights in Tokyo or Osaka. There's just so much to see in this country. So it's a really exciting holiday to spend, 5 days, 7 days on world-class snow, and then go do some cultural activities tied to it.
Well, another thing about Hakuba, it's got a lot of vertical there, those long top-to-bottom leg-burning runs. But the good news is there's plenty of onsens in Hakuba to sort of relax after a day on the hill.
100%. So the onsens, or the natural occurring hot springs, are everywhere in Hakuba. There's a lot of seismic activity here. So I'm sitting in the Waterno area of Hakuba right now, which is one of the popular villages. And probably within a 2-kilometer radius of me, there's maybe 10, 15 onsens that I could go to. So it's just everywhere. You walk down the center of Happo and the onsen water runs under the street. So the snow hardly ever sticks there because the onsen water acts as a natural heating device. So it's really just all throughout town, and it's just the best way to rest your legs after a big day on the slopes, or an awesome way to start your day before you get up there. So I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's one of the high points. Now, you mentioned you're in Waterno village now. There's also Happo village and Echo Land. They're the 3 main areas for accommodation in Hakuba?
100%. So those 3 villages surround the main Olympic resort, Happo Onsen. So Waterno is kind of like a forested area that's a little bit more upscale, with private chalets kind of dominating the landscape. And then you move into Happo Village and Echo Land, and those are really the nightlife centers of Hakuba. Lots of great restaurants and bars, and of course accommodation as well, with many great hotels and some chalets as well. So if you're coming to Hakuba, I would really recommend staying in one of those 3 areas.
Well, it is a truly amazing place, and we mentioned earlier in the Northern Alps, just dramatic peaks up to 3,000 metres and awesome backcountry there as well. But there's plenty of guided opportunities to get out the back safely.
Yeah, I mean, you should definitely go with a guide for sure when you're going out there. And frankly, if you're going skiing right now, it seems our season has ended a bit early. So if you're looking for some good skiing, I think backcountry is your best option at the moment. But yeah, there's plenty of opportunity to get out into the backcountry, and just encourage you guys to get out there safely.
Well, you've made Hakuba your home. Tell me the top 3 things you like about Hakuba. What made you stay there?
It's got to be the mountains, the people, and the food, I would say.
Yeah, well, that's a perfect sort of ingredient. They're the perfect ingredients for the ultimate snow holiday. All right, John, well, thanks for joining us here on Mountain Watch, and hopefully we'll see you in Hakuba next year.
Yeah, thank you so much, Greg. I appreciate it.
Well, there you go. Hakuba really is an amazing place. And as John said, if you get the chance to visit in the green season, take up that opportunity.